So, alright, so we got our CPU cooler installed. Let's kind of take a look here, see what's all going on. The next step is, honestly, I think what I'm going to have to do is hold off entirely on the graphic card until like the very end, because that graphic card is a behemoth and I won't be able to get my hands in there to manipulate it and kind of figure out where things go and how they go. So I'm going to open up our 650 watt power supply. So, power supply, got it installed to an extent. It is installed, it's just not fully installed. Fans are in. So before the night's end, I would like to get it to boot at least to post. That's kind of my end goal in this. Some of this stuff out of the way. Fans. More fans. Fans everywhere. Alright. So I'm done up front. I'm going to go ahead and remount the faceplate. I no longer need that off. A flathead. These are our really nice cable extensions. Whenever possible, I try to put cable extensions on builds. It really adds to the sleekness and nice. It's that additional touch that it adds to in a build, and I think this reflects the quality of the kind of computers and the quality that Thorn Computers actually creates. So, in terms of gaming, obviously there are many different forms of computing. So we got 8, we got 6 plus 2. Cool. Alright. First things first is we're going to get these. These keep everything like real nice and neat on the extensions. Kind of take some time and effort into getting them to sit properly, and then once you actually get these installed on the extensions, then you put it in and you have to manipulate it again so that it fits in your case nice, because these 24-pin, 9-pin, 8-pin and 6-pin, they usually don't like to work very well or sit really well for you, so you got to kind of bend them to get them to hide better and shift around better, things like that. So alright, CPU come straight out the back. Still got here is wireless card, SSD. I'm actually gonna get this fan installed. It's annoying. I'm gonna get this fan from the rear installed. We gotta get our SSD installed here, as well as our two 1 terabyte hard drives. So we'll go ahead and get that slid in there. One hard drive installed. Alright, so both hard drives are installed. 2070, that's where that is going. Alright. So we'll seat that right in place. Looking good. Looking good. Alright, so this is our wireless NIC. It's capable of 2.5 and 2.4 and 5 gigahertz channel. So we'll run at both bands. It is capable up to 1.3 gigs. It is a PCI slot card, so that'll just plug directly into our motherboard here in the most available spot, which I'm probably going to put it more towards the bottom. Now it's just cables and a wireless card for our PCI wireless NIC. Get that installed. Cable management, and this is really the extent to it, is all the parts are installed. Now it's cable management and getting everything where it needs to be. Then it's getting booted into post, getting booted into the OS after that's installed, and going from there. But big part is making sure everything powers on. And now it's a process of cable management, getting all the cables to fit in certain places and hiding everything we possibly can, and getting everything back together and powering this behemoth on and getting it to load to boot to post. Motherboard's only purpose was to get everything connected. It is, but the extent and the capability of your motherboard is limited to the the quality products that are put into the diodes and the circuits themselves. So if you want to push out a certain frequency or a certain megahertz, that may cause a problem with your circuit because it's the soldering isn't capable of that, or the diode can't support that, so it'll burn up, and then you'll see smoking, or you'll smell burning plastic, things like that. That's generally what you find in a cheaper board. Now, if you go out and get a $200, Asus ROG gaming motherboard that is capable of all these things, it's got these built-in overclock conditions, they still have to be turned on. I mean, this graphic card right here, it's about a $700 GPU. So someone else's $700 I have in my hands, and I have to deal with that. If that breaks, I have to deal with that. So it is a little bit terrifying, but once you work with them enough, you get that confidence to where you don't have to worry about things. But if you ever question something, like you're not sure, don't just do, and know what sites and like where to go to get the correct answer, because you might go somewhere that's going to give you the wrong answer intentionally. For example, RAM, how to install RAM properly. If you got an owner's manual, use that. Don't go to some chat forum to figure out the proper way to put RAM in, because some asshole on there might give you the wrong information intentionally. And I've seen it happen to people before. They did something wrong because this person said it on a chat site. So use reliable information, but you'll gain confidence the more you mess with computers. I recommend actually finding like a shitty broken computer, tearing it all apart, and putting it all back together. If you haven't messed with hardware, software isn't that bad. Because if you mess with something software related, you have a fallback. You can usually recover from a software related problem. Hardware, if you mishandle something, you might suffer from that mishandling. It might be permanent, and you might not be able to recover from it. So, but experiment with that. Experiment with, if you got a bunch of broken PCs, man, tear them apart, take them apart, mess with them a little bit, try swapping parts. You'll experience a lot of things that are common in computer building before you get into building your own with hundreds of dollars of parts. And then you're like, oh, well, this might help me build my computer, and then it breaks your computer because you weren't quite sure. So definitely experiment a little bit. Get a little bit of exposure at least. Go through the heartache of computer building. No. All motherboards do not include Wi-Fi. You have to find one that specifically says it includes wireless capabilities. Otherwise, you have to get one of these, which is a wireless network interface card, so a wireless NIC, which allow you to have wireless capabilities. So the number one step that I'm going to take right now is I'm going to turn off some of these lights, plug in the power, and I'm going to see what happens. We're going to see if this bad boy boots to the post. Let's see what happens. We'll figure out the cable thing. Eventually, it'll happen. But we wanna make sure that this bad boy actually boots into post. Oh. Okay, so bring the lights down a tiddly bit. Okay. So I do have power going to it. Okay. Alright, so we do have that. That. Oh. Figure out what we got going on here. Pretty sure I had these connector pins in the wrong spot. Yep. Well. We have life. Boom. All the fans are spinning, everything is on. Alright, so that is the final product. Going on, started at 10 p.m., about 5.5 hours, and finally got boot up. Looks like it's running through post now. Just going to take a look here, make sure everything is looking good with our post. Outside of that, this build is done. If you guys have any questions, comments, throw them on the page. I'm probably going to upload this video to YouTube, so you can find it on YouTube as well. Yeah, let me know what you have to say about it. I'm labeling this specific build as the Hulk, the green and black. So it's overall, the looks of it is awesome. The matte black with the GPU with the green accents and the the white lighting from the CPU core, it just really adds to the eye appeal of this specific build. Once I get the side on too, I'll definitely take more pictures. It'll be on the website, www.thorncomputers.com, and appreciate everyone who stopped in and watched any bits of the video, or the live stream I should say. Next build we'll be doing the same thing, so appreciate everything you guys do for me, and I will talk to you guys later.